main stage. we didn't really need Bruce on how you guys felt. I felt like we handled things pretty well. So he was. All right, what do you guys got?
Coach Smith, really impressed today. What have you seen out of him in his development so far over the last few days?
Shai has really good ball skills. Shai can do multiple things for us. Shai's got to stay healthy and stay on the field. That's his biggest issue has been, a groin here, a hamstring there, all those things. But if Shai can stay healthy, he has a chance to compete to make the roster and be active on game day and make plays. So it's just him having the same process and plan that the McCaffreys and DJs and Robbies and those guys have to stay healthy.
What did you read in the fact that it looked like it was starting off with first team today? We haven't seen that as much.
We're going to be more aggressive, giving him some reps, and just continuing to move the lineups around a little bit. We kind of in the first phase of everyone's kind of learned everything now. I don't think you can evaluate guys when. You have Brian Burns out there going against one guy. We want to make sure multiple guys get reps against Brian and Yetur and all those guys. So we're just going to continue to roll guys. We also kind of moved to a little bit longer periods today in terms of amount of reps in a row as we build our conditioning. So less subbing, more. It's how do we play when we're tired?
How did the quarterbacks do today, Matt, in that scrimmage particularly?
That was 2 minutes at the end, and it wasn't. We didn't move the football on offense. It always comes down to little things like, the first play, we're throwing a swing screen just to kind of get the thing started. We don't throw and catch it. We turn the ball over on one. So a lot of work to do for us. It's been a point of emphasis, obviously 2 minute offense and defense. And that was a period today I would have liked to see more from the offense. And so who exactly what, I have to watch the tape. But there wasn't the production that we need.
Have you all discussed yet how you'll be handling the first preseason game?
Yeah, we've had initial discussions, but nothing worth saying yet. I haven't addressed it with the team yet. I'm really wanting them to focus on these last 3 days here and be locked into that. But as we get to Wednesday, we'll start to talk to the team about what we're going to do Saturday.
Matt, 2 weeks in, are you seeing any separation from either of the quarterbacks in that battle yet?
I know that one quarterback's played better than the other quarterback one day, and then there's been some other things the next day. So we see it kind of day by day, but both guys are competitors, are fighting back. So I wouldn't say necessarily that have made an evaluation of that. But there's certainly been days where we can point to one guy and say, but I think it's been back and forth. I think both guys are battling pretty well.
Matt, there was a national report, or maybe regional, that you guys were shopping Sam. Can you address that?
Yeah, that was obviously mentioned to me. I haven't had any of those conversations. So, we're in the middle of a quarterback battle. I assume along with quarterback battles, things like that are going to be said, but there's nothing that's been said to me by Scott or anybody that we're in that.
Anything can change between now and week one. Is your anticipation having both of those guys and maybe 3 quarterbacks on the roster?
I think we've walked into this season thinking that we would have 3 quarterbacks on the roster, knowing that anything can change. We're always going to do what's right for the team, and winning comes first. But I think we've said to ourselves, hey, we'll probably have 3 quarterbacks on the team. As I said to you, of the 32 NFL teams, 12 played 1 quarterback last year for all 17 regular season games. So I think the average over the last 5 years is 41%. So as much as we're concerned about the starting quarterback battle, don't get me wrong, I'm looking at the 2, and then on Wednesday the 3s will get a lot of reps. Just really looking for those guys to play well as well. So we're anticipating, I believe, 3.
Have you seen Baker take any kind of jump as he's gotten more and more of the offense under his belt?
I think he's definitely improving. I shouldn't say I think. He's definitely improving. He gets more and more of a feel for what he can do at the line of scrimmage, and so those things are, he's making, what he's done in 10 days is pretty impressive, or 10 practices, 11 practices, so he's making really good jumps.
So is there a focus on run today,
Today we had, today was a focus really on everything. We had a 2 minute period. We had a trade, a 2-field run period that the defense tackled live to the ground, so it's our first live exposure, so we can see where our tackling is. We had and then we had 2 periods versus a specific defensive structure, one all-up blitzes, and then one certain coverage that we play, and ask the offense to attack it so that, our offense knows how to beat those things, and then our defense gets exposed. So I think we just tried to really attack a couple different areas today.
Matt, last time we talked to you, you said the coaches had a lot of work to do over the next few days watching, I'm guessing,
the Saturday scrimmage and whatnot. Anything new you learned about Baker Mayfield after watching him in that scrimmage setting?
Just probably what I just said, Ellis, that he's come a long way, and that the mental part of it, Ben gives those guys a lot of freedom at the line of scrimmage, and I think you saw him make a lot of good checks at the line of scrimmage. We still have to protect the ball better, and certainly in 2 minutes we have to be better, as I talked about earlier, because we have not yet gotten to that level on offense. But I think I know the ability to make those plays at the line of scrimmage. I think he's got really good command of that.
And then what about the offensive and defensive line? So you evaluate that all week in the scrimmage to see where you guys are in the transition.
Yeah, I like our offensive line. I like where they're coming. They got a little demeanor about themselves. There's good competition still at a lot of positions. I like that group. And then the defensive line, obviously Marquise the other day, my heart was in my throat just for him. But he's a key factor with what we're going to do. So to have him be back is great. And I think the biggest thing with the defensive line is just them taking the next step, pass rushing with a 4-man rush. In the 2 minutes, Phil not always having to blitz. Let's get to the quarterback when we're tired.
It sounds like you're not ready to declare a starter for the first preseason game, but can you say how many quarterbacks you expect will play?
Yeah, I think we'll probably play maybe 3, maybe 4. If we play like Sam and Baker, we're playing them both. So we wouldn't play one or the other. So, we would play them both. And then, I really want Matt and PJ to get in there. They're not getting a ton of these reps, but late in the game, those guys deserve a chance to play.
Is there you plan to go into the season with 3 quarterbacks, including Sam and Baker in that?
Yeah, unless something happens to one of them, unless one of them gets banged up. I think, when we traded for Baker and we had already drafted Matt and we have PJ, who we really like, we knew, hey, this will be a year, we probably will carry 3 quarterbacks. So that's the plan. That's been the plan all along. This plan as I sit here now. So that's what we thought, but, we'll see what happens.
Matt, how do you kind of balance letting this competition play out and giving whoever's going to win it enough reps with the first team for rhythm, timing, etc.?
Yeah, I think that's really important that they have those moments. So as I said, when we know, we know. At the same time, I don't want to start one guy then realize, hey, after 2 games we made the wrong decision and go back to the other guy. I think that's more important. And the reality in the NFL is a lot of those guys are on the 2nd and 3rd team. They're going to be playing for us in November, December, and January. It just happens to every team, as they have the injuries. So right now, I'm finding out a lot about the quarterbacks. One time, they're playing with the 1. Sometimes things are a little cleaner. They're also going against a, better defense. And they go against the 2s. Sometimes things might not be as clean with a rookie receiver, but there's a part of this deal is you got to figure it out and make it work. And so you're seeing all those things from the guys. So, like I said, we've always said, hey, when we know, we know. I think the most important thing, Joe, is finding the right guy, and then after that, everything else is gravy.
Back to the D-line, unfortunately, pieces and long-term, but are there any talks of bringing in a veteran just to add some depth at end?
We've said all along that if the right guys are available, we'll look at them. So my job right now is to try to coach the guys that we have, try to bring along the Amari Barnos, the Marquand McCalls on the D-line, the young players, the guys in their 2nd and 3rd year, the Davion Nixons. That last year's draft class has to produce for us this year. Last year they were rookies, now they're not. So it's really my job. But Scott, Dan, Pat, those guys they're always looking out to see who else is out there. And as trades come up, as things happen, I'm sure they'll always explore that. But right now, we have the group that we have. We have a lot of talent in that group, and I'm trying to make sure that we give them a chance for those guys to develop.
We'll do a couple more. When will you start thinking about Washington?
Oh, we're already thinking about it. Like, we coaches worked on the game plans. Just in terms of the team, I don't want the team thinking about it till we're done on Wednesday. It's really important that we maximize the time that we're here. As a coach, in today's world, I'm in a constant fight to make sure that the guys are in the moment and not looking backwards and not looking forward. So, my challenge for them right now is just, hey, let's be great in these meetings today. So, we have Fan Fest ahead. That'll be exciting to be around the fans and in the stadium. The game will be great, but as a coaching staff, we're definitely on it. But the players, I just don't want to say anything to the media I haven't said to the players. I hope you guys get that.
Frankie seems like he's been around the ball a lot in training camp, and even last year he was limited reps. So what do you think he can do in a more expanded role this year? Can he be that active?
Yeah, Frankie Louvu is the standard for the way that we want to play defense. He runs the football. He plays hard. He plays physical. And one thing about him, and this is just him, he's never a victim. Nothing ever happened to him. It's never like, he attacks every practice every day like it's a blessing. It's infectious. I'm not a morning person. Like I don't like to talk to anybody till like 9. And you see Frankie, it's like, he walks by, he calls everybody brother, calls everybody oos, and he means it. And he uplifts this entire team from every position and staff. And so to have that kind of character and personality, but also to play that way on the field, I mean, it's really easy. You watch the tape. You're not running the ball, and he's running the ball. It's kind of, that's the standard. So he's really, really valuable. I really like our linebacker group. We have a lot of guys that, I really like Corey Littleton, what he's done so far in camp. Damien's going to be a really good run defending linebacker, and has got natural instincts in coverage. Can't wait to get Shaq back. And, Frankie said just another piece of that really nice room.
Did you see a lot of that on tape before you guys brought him in, that effective center team just kept running the ball?
We just love the way he played, and running the ball is part of it, but just how hard he plays at the point of attack. Like, he's always initiating contact. So he's one of those guys, when we signed him, we thought we found somebody that, maybe thought we saw something that maybe other people didn't, and we felt that way. And, the chance to re-sign him, I think he's going to be a guy that makes a lot of plays for us.
Thank you, Coach.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. Sam, you're 2 weeks in now to camp. What do you like about what you've done? What do you feel like you've got to get better at? How do you feel like you've done so far?
I feel like, it's just one of those things where you just got to keep focusing on what I can control. And I think that's the biggest thing, continuing to study the offense and understand, if we got an issue here, we got to get to this play and things like that. So I think just staying within myself and understanding to just keep doing me. Just keep doing everything that I can to put this offense in a good position to keep the ball moving down the field. And I know that's cliche, but that's really all I can do at this point.
Sam, after the back-together practice, you said that the offense in general wished they got a lot of plays back. You guys had another scrimmage situation this past Saturday. Now that you've had some time to review it, how do you think you performed the offense did on Saturday?
Yeah, I thought we improved offensively. Obviously, there are things we got to work on, but I thought as a whole we improved. But yeah, we just got to keep ironing out the kinks and just working on some little detail things. But compared to the first two, I thought that third one was a lot better for the offense.
Specifically, where is the improvement coming from? Like, is it timing, in and out of the huddle faster?
Yeah, I think it's in and out of the huddle faster. I think it's making checks at the line that we need to within, the timing of the play clock. Obviously, things we do got to work on still are penalties. Obviously, you can't move the ball down the field if you have penalties. So we got to continue to work on that, staying disciplined there. But I thought we improved in terms of just making the plays that were there to be made.
Does the pressure each week you get into this battle grow on you, have an effect on you?
No, like I said before, I'm just going to continue to do what I can to when I'm out there, put myself in this offense in a position to be able to move the ball down the field and score.
The report this weekend that the Panthers were shopping you around, do you anticipate being on this roster? And if you weren't the starter, would you want to make a change?
Yeah, I talked to Scott. He said not to worry about it. To be honest, before he even talked to me, I didn't even see it. So I'm just going to, like I said, like I continue to say, I'm just going to continue to do me and do what I can to put myself in a good position and put this team in a good position.
Sam, when did you talk to Scott?
Right after practice.
Sam, is it tough for either of you guys to develop a real rhythm when you're in and out, first team, second team, etc.?
I think it's a credit to the second and really the second team guys. They're really, there's not, obviously in terms of skill and all that, there's guys with the ones that, are special players. But with the twos, in terms of executing and expecting guys to be where they're supposed to be, there's not a huge drop off there. So all the reps that we get with the twos, me and Baker, we look forward to them, and there's no real drop off in terms of where guys are supposed to be.
Shy Smith had a pretty solid game today. Have you seen him come along during camp? I know Coach alluded to him.
Who was that?
Shy Smith.
Yep.
Him needing to stay healthy. Coach alluded to that. How have you seen him come along so far?
Yeah, Shy's been great. What's up, Shaq? Yeah, Shy's been great, man. He's been doing a really good job of staying in his book and making sure he understands everything. And, with Shy, he's so athletic and explosive. He can make plays down the field if you get him the ball and even hand him the ball off. He can make plays that way. So, he's always going to be there for us and be kind of that HF. If we need him to play outside, he can play outside too. So, he's got a lot of good traits that, you like to use. And for him, I feel like he's been doing a good job with all of it.
Sam, on the interception in 2 minutes, what did you see on that?
Yeah, I was thinking too. They ended up playing two-man, trying to give my big guy a chance to get the ball down the field. If I had it back, I would have liked to get it down to the back or possibly tuck and run with it, knowing they're in two-man.
What edge do you feel like that Baker has over you and that you have over him?
I think that's for you guys to, kind of, dictate, if I have the edge or he has the edge and, what we have over each other. I think that's kind of for the media to dictate, and that's for the coaches to discuss, as they make the decision.
Does the quarterback room get a little more tense and or awkward, which is a word you use for reaching out to Baker initially, as this thing continues to escalate, so to speak?
No, I think for us, we understand the situation. It's quarterback competition, and at the end of the day, we both want to be the starter, and we're just going to both put ourselves in a good position to try to be that guy for the team. But at the end of the day, it's not up to us. It's up to the coaches and the front office.
Any more for Sam?
Thanks, guys.
Thank you. Thank you. Baker, early on in practice today, it looked like you were making some of your most aggressive and accurate throws of camp. Is that a product of just 2 weeks into this now?
Yeah, I think for me that's been a big emphasis is continue to get better, become more comfortable within this system, and start to learn these receivers really, where to put the ball for them, their tendencies, and just seeing their releases over and over. And some of that just takes time, and just got to continue to get better. And so for me, it's, can't take any steps backwards. We just situationally we have to be better in the 2-minute stuff. We're working that. Obviously, our defense is giving us a hard time, but we got to be better on offense.
As you learn these receivers, what have you found you can expect out of DJ and Robbie?
Yeah, obviously they're both really good at their craft. DJ's a guy that's just give him a chance. He's a contested catch guy, real physical at the top of his routes, can separate, and strong hands. And Robbie, great routes and just being able to separate with his speed and trusting that he's going to run by people. The cliche thing of if he's leaving, he's leaving. That's very true for Robbie. So just getting to know all these guys and continue to grow in it.
Any contact with going from last Saturday's scrimmage, your first real live reps in scrimmage action? How would you say what are some of the main areas you'd like to see improvement out of yourself?
I feel like I was decisive where I wanted to go with the ball. Just putting the finishing touch on it. There was a few things just communication-wise with different blitz looks and checking plays that, I knew what I wanted to do, but just making sure we over-communicate those and just making sure that everybody's on the same page. Because everybody's on the same page, good things happen.
Baker, do you feel like right now that you're ahead in the quarterback competition?
I'm not looking at it like that. I'm just trying to improve each day with myself and make sure that I fix any mistakes that I might have made from day or days prior and continuing to get better for me.
Baker, can you talk us through your touchdown Saturday to Higgins? From our point of view, it looked like a post. Someone Hill said it was more of a broken play, and Higgins broke deep.
Yeah, a good double move post by Higgy. He put the finishing touch on it. Obviously, Coach Rhule made sure that we're not sticking the ball out. A lot of people thought it was about his celebration, but no, he just got to do all the little things right, and that's what it's all about. Because even if that was a great play, somebody pokes at it. We're going to be hard on each other and hold each other accountable because that's how we lose ball games, and we have to fix it in practice, and that's the time to learn from it.
What was it like seeing the red carpet get rolled out again here?
It's pretty nice down here in Charlotte or in Spartanburg. Excuse me, Shaq. I'm trying to be professional over here. Yeah. Hey, we're trying to conduct a nice business over here. No, but it's great seeing Higgy out here. As he grows in the system as well.
Is it easier to be yourself out here 3 weeks into it than it was 1 week into this? Are you getting more comfortable with the fellas?
Absolutely. I think you can't just come out here and talk unless you're doing your job the best of your abilities. And so for me, that's learning the offense, and for me, it's becoming more comfortable and not having to think so much, so I can kind of let that personality, that competitiveness fly, and just trying to elevate everybody around us. That's the main job of a quarterback, is to get the guys around him to play better and get everybody on the same page.
Baker, is most of the install in your view right now, and how are you with digesting all that?
Majority of it is. We still have a few more days of that, but it's been great so far. At this point where it's like little tweaks and stuff based off our foundation of the offense and just adjustments. So this is the time where guys we really have to nail down on not having any mental errors. We've been through some of these plays now like 4 or 5 times, so let's make sure that we got the right splits, we have the right routes, the depth, and just doing all the little things right. And that's what we need to harp on right now, because in games, stuff's going to happen, but in practice, let's get the right look and let's do it the right way.
Baker, Matt told us Saturday that probably this competition will continue through Patriots week. Is there a point where you'd like to see whoever's going to be the guy get more reps and have that ability to get the timing and rhythm down?
I think, it's human nature to probably just want more reps. Sam would probably say the same thing, but for me, it's just about improving. It's to get myself to be playing the best quarterback I can, and to be playing at a very high level, and just go from there. Take it one day at a time, put my head down and work, and that's what I know how to do, so I'm going to continue doing that.
Time for a few more. What have you, as Sam, learned about him over the last 3 weeks that you didn't know before?
I don't know. I've really, really enjoyed being around Sam and in the QB room, because we've both had a little bit of ups and downs at the start of our careers, and so we've both been through some stuff. So being able to just communicate with the different systems we've been through, and I think that's important for PJ's obviously been through a lot as well, but that's important for Matt to see how we're communicating, how a QB room should be, that it's not about trying to stab one another in the back. It's about elevating, and because the franchise and the team goes as the QB room goes. I was taught that at a young age, and if we're all on the same page and we can elevate everybody, that's great. So Sam's been great. Nothing to me has been surprising at all with his personality and who he is. He's got some sly comments here and there. He's very sarcastic, so his sense of humor is right in line with mine as well.
Shaq, speaking of him throwing those balls at you there and trying to distract you, it looks like y'all have kind of a fun thing going on. He says he likes a quarterback who talks a lot of mess. I mean, what percentage of Baker Mayfield are we seeing yet in terms of that side of it?
It's starting to slowly come out. On the practice field, just trying to make sure I handle my business in the locker room and stuff like that. It's about having fun with these guys. That's why we're down here at Wofford, to be able to come to training camp and push each other and just enjoy it, get to know each other as well. So behind the scenes, we're having a lot of fun, just razzing each other, and the friendly competition is where you bring out the best in each other.
Baker, I know some of those guys in the cornerback room have been nicked up here and there, but when they are healthy, how good can that secondary be?
They're really good. I mean, it's great for us to be able to practice against those guys every day. So yeah, there's been some bumps and bruises there, but when they're in and rolling, they're good, and it's good to see even when like guys like JC are not in, everybody else that steps up, and it's just that next man up mentality that you love to see, and so there's no drop off. There's a standard that we're trying to set here, and everybody's trying to live up to it.
Baker, you've had a chance to be around Christian now for a couple weeks, and I know you're around some good running backs up there as well. But can you explain, what it's like to play with this guy and being multidimensional that he is?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not comparing anyone to Christian by any means, but he's so explosive, and just his knowledge of the game, his recognition of defenses, and when you get him out on a route, understanding leverage and coverage and how to get open, that's an ability that you either have or you don't, and he's got a pretty special talent to be able to be really friendly in the passing game for us, and obviously he communicates. Everybody leads differently, so he's more on the quiet side, but when he speaks, everybody listens.
Anything that surprised you about him, knowing him from a distance, seeing him from a distance in that play?
No, I think he's all ball, but he loves to have a good time and be around the guys. It's just he's a great teammate, and you love to have a guy like that on your team.
All right, thanks, Big.
Yep.
Thanks, Big. Thank you.